The pre-match is our time to talk about things. I've got something I want to talk about, Henry.
Go on.
Why do European coffee machines only offer you this much of an option as an espresso? I want to fill this entire glass.
It's Italian
I got
culture,
this
man.
much.
Tiny little espresso, nice pick-me-up, full of flavor and intensity.
Yeah, well, everything's bigger in America.
It's true.
North America.
We are going to get into our next game. One that might not sound that interesting on paper. We got number 1 seed against number 16. That's Astralis versus compLexity. But I guess the fact that we've got a bit of an unknown factor going into this one, and the fact I've heard is a bit of inside information for some of the pros. compLexity have looked very good in practice, but whether that means anything here.
Yes, iBuyPower looked very good in practice. Katowice at 2015 and got absolutely blown out in that majors. So, yeah, that can mean anything at all, really. If I thought the Avangar Liquid game was close, because that was the next furthest apart in seeds, that was number 2 versus number 15, I thought Avangar was underrated. I can't make the same storyline here. Astralis should have a walk, in my opinion. Now, you are right. If they look good in practice, that's one thing. compLexity come into this. By the way, this is 2 legend teams playing each other, because it's not like it was before where a legend played a challenger. It just goes strictly on rating. Both these teams are cold.
They absolutely are. And Astralis coming to this one. Remember that there was some, I guess, controversy before this event with the whole radar situation. They were big, but not advocates for it, but they were ones certainly using it and trying to say it's part of the game. We're going to use it and stuff like that. That's now been removed. I don't think that's going to have a massive factor, but it's certainly a talking point here.
So, yes, I don't think it's going to be a massive factor, and they're a good enough team that they're going to win without it. Not necessarily win the whole event, but they're going to win games without it, right? The key moments against top opponents, they're still number 1 in the world, in my opinion. They did admit to the fact that, sure, we were using it. If it's there, kind of like you said with the AUG, if you can't beat them, join them. You might as well take advantage of it. But they did say that they actually changed their gameplay because they got really good with it and they were able to exploit it. Whereas Fallen said, every time I tried it, I just died. So it was a bit of an advantage for them, but to their credit, they found out how to use it. Now they have, and they've already identified this, they have to change a little bit. They can't play around the smokes in quite the same way.
It's not like a thing you start using it, you instantly become better. I tried using it at home, and it actually, it's so distracting trying to toggle that when you're in an intense situation, sort of look at the top left of your screen, it can be a nightmare. So definitely not like it was the reason they were winning, no one else was. It was just something they were taking advantage of. But compLexity coming to this one, remember, nothing playing for them, and he stepped in for Mouse Sports last year.
And made a final. As soon as he stepped in, Mouse Sports went to the final in Belo Horizonte. You're over there. I don't even, that probably came through my mic, so I might as well just identify the fact that you're kind of dying right now.
No, I'm back now, just clearing the pipes.
Okay.
It's all good.
Get him nice and ready for this game.
Exactly.
No, but you're right, nothing stepped in. He is become a mercenary. He's gone through every role, every position, every iteration of Counter-Strike. And yeah, still can show off with the big boys. He was playing quite well when we were down in Brazil. That was 6-7 months ago.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago. Another shout out as well, Ricky.
It was May last year because the Le Mans 24 hours on at the time.
Well, that's how I remember it as well. So that's
I figured you did.
Ricky into this squad. Australian player, moved to North America a couple of years ago, I believe, and was in with Rogue for a while, and now finds himself in compLexity. He's a fantastic sniper. First game of our scenes in the major in 2015 in Cologne, as part of the, what was the name of that team? Not Renegades or Vox Eminor, the other one. Do you remember? Black and white jersey.
Imagine. Not Imagine. Imagine played for them. Immunity.
Immunity. That's where he burst into the scene. And he was a bit of a showstopper with the AWP, and he still is. He's still a very good player, and hopefully he can cause some damage here. We don't want this to be a complete bloodbath. We like these games to be competitive. The 16-1 scorelines aren't that exciting to watch, and on paper it looks like it could be one of those.
So I'm silly.
Go on. You got it wrong?
May is, I should know this. I bragged about a racing stat. May is the Indy 500. June is the Le Mans 24 hour. I just thought of that, sorry. So it was June last year.
All right. Well, that's where nothing played for Mouse Sports, and they managed to get to the grand final, just to note. So still capable of playing in teams, and I think it's playing smartly instead of trying to be the star player or anything like that. He's just got to try and play a role and make sure he plays to his strengths. And he's a very intelligent young man. I'm sure he can work that out as we get into things. It is going to be Nuke, I can confirm, as that will be compLexity starting on the CT side.
Do you want to know something crazy, though?
Go on.
They start CT side. Both teams are cold. If compLexity is an unknown entity, this puts Astralis' Nuke streak at jeopardy. Yes. They're starting on it. They're going to, what are they at, 28, 29?
It must be. It was 27-0 for the longest time. They must have played a couple of times since then. So I think
they went to 28 that we casted, and then they haven't played in a while because no one's picked it. But that means they're going on to their best map, the longest streak in history right now, and it's a weird one because Zonic always says the more they play it, the more likely is things go wrong. They start T-side.
Yeah.
At the same time, they could just blow everyone out on it again.
We'll see. Looks like we're ready to get into the action. Ladies and gentlemen, your fourth game of the day on this stream. Just to update you on the A stream as well. NRG currently facing NIP. That's going the full distance. It's 13-11 now in favor of NIP, but they're on the T side of Nuke. We're about to kick things off for a pistol round on our game here. compLexity CT side, Astralis. We'll have a look at their buy as it comes in and see if we can work out what they'll be heading towards. And yes, remember, they have got an unbeaten record on this particular map with this lineup. It's around 28-0.
The crazy thing is, though, the compLexity knows that, and they left it in the pool. So I'm not fully.
I guess it's because it's one of those maps. If they do get a pistol on the CT side, they can find some form. They can get 10 rounds, win the pistol. It's going to take a lot of variables to come in their favor, a lot of ifs and maybes.
I think this just got spicy. I really do.
I agree. Nuke is one of those maps that can really fall apart very quickly if you have a rough start here. If Astralis win the pistol, though, I would dare say it might be done quite early on. They're so good on this map, so versatile. It's the P250 for Glaive. He's got a smoke and flashbang as well. As they start to make their way outside, looks like a fast upper split to me. They're going to drop down in front of this main entrance and see what they can do. And actually heading towards the ladder and focusing towards the players up there.
Shadows. They thought they jumped around and avoided main entrance, but Stan saw one shadow and they were already ready for it with a pinch position. You said it. If they can find a pistol, they've got something in this. Unfortunately, that's going to be easier said than done because they've lost the man advantage that they had. It's back to a 2-on-2, but Stanislav finds Device, and Zipix, clutch minister as we know him, is going to have to do all the work with the Glock, not with the bomb either. This was an interesting call and well struck by compLexity to shut it down.
Nothing in Stanislaw now. They've got the control of the bomb. Zipix, aware of that factor, he has no armor, just to note. He brought up I think the P250 for Glaive, perhaps. We'll see. But he's got to recover the bomb, get a kill, and potentially a plant as well. Ideally gets that USP, but that would give his position away. Those shots already do that. Making his way closer now. Looking for mistakes to be made. Will he be able to grab the bomb and get out of there? That's another question altogether. At this point, nothing will actually take him down in a clinical manner there with the P2000 and get them the 1-0. He managed to actually get that initial kill towards main entrance as well, and compLexity pick up a much-needed pistol there. I don't think we'll see the force buy out of Astralis. They'll probably try and get the bomb down. There's a tactical purchase coming in, though, so the force buy could be happening here. So Device, with all the kills previously, he buys an AK, sacrifices his own round, essentially. He's off Deagle, no armor here. He gives the AK to Dupree, who will buy up, and this is an old strat, much more prevalent in 1.6 than it was Source and CSGO. We'll see if this works out for them. It's up to Dupree to crack open things outside as a dink comes out. I think that was Deft actually hit Glaive at that distance and does a ton of damage. He has no helmet, so he pays the price in that department. Dupree has actually got himself downstairs with the AK. He managed to get past the outside smokes, AK downstairs, and he's hoping he can catch a CT in transition here.
Pre-fire, why not, from Device, just hoping to get someone in behind the vents. They are approaching outside. No one out there, despite having the weapon advantage. They're going to give it up. Oftentimes you'll see someone go with a rifle there because that is the most open position and where you'd have typically the most open advantage. Dupree, he just got underneath completely. We missed it, but he's actually already lurking in from the bottom side of ramp. The AK in hand, he's now got two. He's followed it up on a def as well.
There it is. Dupree's backstab with the AK. He pointed out is looking very successful. 2 kills with it, nothing. Drops down the vents. He's going to get maybe 1 frag out of this, but almost no chance of winning out. He's got 19 HP, and this play from Dupree was sensational. I was watching his progress down towards lower. He managed to get towards the radio room, and then he had to break the window there. He waited for his teammate to throw a lot of grenades and footsteps towards ramp before he actually broke the window. That took all the attention away. He comes up, backstabs 2, and that's going to be Astralis answering back of a gamble play there, as it will be 1-1. They survive with an AK, a FAMAS, Glaive on his CZ, Would have liked to recover a little bit more, but nothing will have to save at this point. He heads all the way in towards the other side of the map. Nothing can be done. The round is over. 3-0 will survive for him, though. And it's Astralis tying things up. And what a way to do it as well. One AK-47 is all it takes. Will compLexity return the favor? Sounds like they are. Here, a lot of buying going on. Indeed, they will purchase up CZ scouts. The FAMAS from the previous round, nothing will be the one to drop the sniper to Shazam. Now, that's an interesting question. I haven't watched much of this compLexity play. You've got Shazam and Ricky here. Who's going to be taking main AWP responsibility on the CT side? You can only have one AWP. Here, I assume Shazam. I think Ricky's fallen back into more of a rifle role, but we'll see.
See how Glaive approaches this as well with the MP9. So Astralis showing off how they're so capable of working the map. Remember, that's one thing they're exceptional at, is getting control of lower, getting control of secret, forcing the CTs out of position. It's the T side that defines them, as it often is for good nuke teams. Separates the men from the boys. It's Def. Decent damage to start it off, but he is forced off the angle. He'll back away. I love our radar on this map because you can clearly identify that he is the only one downstairs at this point, but he's not the only one that could get there. They still have position on ramp available to Ricky. He can rotate quickly. But Shazam on the scout. He's already given up that he has it. They're going to nade toward him, and Dupree's holding the angle. Brilliantly done again. The man with the AK last round gets another kill with it this time.
Well, he's managed to do at least some damage, Shazam, that is. Glaive and Magiska low, but is that going to be enough? Pistols will be ready to take down the softened up players, but Dupree heads towards the ramp. Looks clean for now. Damage done towards, I believe, the player at the top of the ladder there. Heard some ticks. As Astralis head towards lower. How much presence do we have down there on the CT side? None at all. You can see in the top left of your screens right now, we have the radar showing the upper and lower bomb sites. So now Def has rotated through towards the vents, so he's the only player showing up on the other radar right now. He can't deny that plan, and that should be the round.
Should be indeed. Stan not able to do anything with it. Has Dupree hunting him down as well. Nothing's got Device. Keep that in mind. There's a story for everyone. We said it. He is standing in. He's become the mercenary, but he's got a massive fanfare, and for good reason. In fact, he's had more camera time than most players at this major because he's on that commercial doing his lovely flash dance.
Yeah, and his face is all over the place in this building as well.
That's true. He's got a beautiful face, so let's not be too upset by that. They'll close it out. Nothing in Stanislaw go down. Def does get away, but it's only the MP9 that he gets, so it's not an AK-47 carried over. And it'll go 2-1 to Astralis, taking back the lead. Ooh, with that MP9, though, that's going to give him a bit more money. He can't run forward to get the other AK, but he gets another one out of the hands of Astralis, at least. But back in the lead on the T side for Astralis, it's exactly where they want to be.
It has to be full eco really now for the compLexity side. After winning the pistol, you'd think they'd be in a fantastic spot, but Astralis, when there's a will, there's a way. They force buy in the second, went out against the compLexity force buy in the third, and now find themselves pretty much gimme around here as they enter round number 4. It's going to be 2-1 in their favor, and only Def has any significant weaponry. He's got the MP9 armor combo. Nothing has got a Zeus. He kind of really started off the trend of that being a thing before it got nerfed. Flashes towards outside, and Astralis head back to the lobby. See if this Zeus can do anything from on top of the hut here, as Magisk has full ramp control. I'm sure he'll be communicating that to his teammates as he makes his way towards the heaven position. They're actually going to head towards lower. Device lying in wait, waiting to take players down towards the vent position. First kill comes in, he goes down to 1 HP though, and he knows he has to get out of there. Unfortunately for him, Def is waiting for the flank. Shouldn't have too much impact though. If anything, Def is going to save that Krieg. While the rest of them try and hold the T's on the bomb site and go for an exit kill here.
So not to mention that Astralis have a 100% win record on Nuke. They also have a 100% win record on Cash currently. They don't play it as frequently.
It's their pretty much their go-to Vita, right? So when they can play it, but they don't usually like to. So I guess they probably play like 4 or 5 times maybe this lineup.
I didn't see the total stats. So it's hard to dig through HLTV on the phone while doing this, but yeah, still impressive.
It would have been like maybe some Pro League games that would have come through, but it's Def.
And maybe a couple of the best of fives as well, right?
Yes.
Because they would have played quite a few of those last year. But yes, Def does get on the board with 2 kills. That's Device and Magisk going down. Still, though, they've got lots of money. Device, in fact, has enough to go to an AWP should he elect to do so. Probably unwise, considering you wouldn't have a lot of utility to go with it, and it's T-side, so he will stick on the AK-47. But 3-1 now, and compLexity. Great start winning the pistol. I thought this could get spicy. This is where they start to get tested. Guns brought back up. They'll carry the Krieg over for Ricky. They've got 2 AUGs to play with, and Nuke, they could certainly be a factor. You get one toward ramp to look in toward the trophy room. Outside, Heaven. So many options for the AUG to really let loose as Stanislaw tries to do that, firing inside of Squeaky. Nothing's even waiting to counter off a run in case anyone wants to drop inside of the vents, because we know Astralis likes to work lower, if only to have map control. And that's what Glave's trying to do now with the smokes.
Flashes over, Dupree trying to send the AWP packing, but taking all bullets, and it will be Def to strike first. Opening kill for compLexity. And now Magisk trying to answer back. Def shouldn't really be peeking that again. He's got 44 HP. They've got the advantage. They just want to hold on to that.
Magisk just waiting for anyone to show themselves outside. Def has stayed hidden since taking that initial damage. No one inside of ramp room as we see it right now. The rotation's gone off toward the bottom side of Heaven. Shazam is there with the AWP. And the rotation already underneath is Ricky. He's got the Krieg, remember, but he's watching towards Secret. So the fact of the matter is they can sneak down ramp at this point in time, and Glave's already cleared to control. Shazam flashes it, and he can still re-peek this with the AWP, but that's... Oh, he's going to go up the ladder. I was going to say, that's a bold move to try and do right now with no one to flash him in, having already thrown one. And Ricky, this all falls on him at this point. I'm very surprised they gave up Astralis, gave ramp to Astralis so easily, having the opening pick against Dupree as well. But Ricky gets one. Bomb didn't fall down, unfortunately for him. And when he steps out, Glaive is already inside of the door because, again, he was in control for so long. Keeps his head down, and Def walks back into it. I'm surprised he gets away with that, but does he? It's traded by Stan. Bomb planted. It's still the man advantage for compLexity, but no kits.
But here it comes. Will the double kill come through? Not quite yet. Device still has a Molotov. He's going to try and deploy that towards the end of the round. Zipex protecting him for now from the wall banks here. He's very vulnerable up there, and they will take him down in the end. That's the utility threat taken away. CTs are no smoke at this point. They're still going to struggle as they're up against one of the world's best in these sort of scenarios. And now Shazam touches the bomb. Remember, no kit. And Zipex is just enjoying this. He knows he's won the round. It's all done. And Shazam, he'll actually go down with a blast at this point as well. What's he up to? He'll go for a desperate play towards it. He knows he had no chance there whatsoever. Did what he could, but very, very well played. I don't know how even Glaive survived so long. It looked like he was absolutely taken down in that 1v1 towards the steps, but he gets the trade somehow. And here's Def on that flank. And Ricky, he thought he did enough there. He gets 2 kills, but it wasn't anywhere near. As it comes into 2 of the best in the business, Device and Zipex left in a 2-on-2.
But again, we talked about those smokes going down. Glaive, he went alone. Def was still fighting with 2 players way back towards Silo, and he walked into Secret. He got down there so early that even though Ricky had a thought and Death communicated that it might have been possible, they gave up ramp doing it, and then boom, they're all over the lower site.
Just to confirm, while we've got this eco ahead of us, NIP just took down NRG 16-14 on Nuke. So that sounded like a great game. Both teams well versed on the map, and they went right down to the wire, around 30, as this full eco looks like it'll be quite one-sided, I'm afraid. Astralis looking to fight 5-1, and this is the scoreline we had to avoid on the compLexity side. On their CT forces, they had to have this scoreline in their favor. This actually looks like it's going to be a very difficult recovery. If they get 5 rounds at this point, they'll be happy with it, because it's really not looking good. The loss bonus starting to get up there. This will be maximum going to the next round. It was Shazam on the AWP in that first gun round. They've got 2 AWPers there, but it seems like Shazam will be warding on this particular map. Actually, with wallbang damage, successful. Glaive is doing a lot. He doesn't have to find these kills either.
Zeus. Oh, he got it. Glaive goes down. At least something to smile about, but there's not much else to, because 5-1 make it 6 for Astralis. Excuse me, 5. It went to kills. Changed it already. But 5-1 for Astralis. T-side's fantastic. That's exactly what they wanted. Big scout for NIP you brought up. That's a fantastic start. They'll now avoid the minors. That puts them back into at least a top 16 position in the next major as well. Starting the challenger stage at the very least, but still a long way to go to get to the top 8 for them. NRG now have to come out of the losers bracket. A lot of people had them sort of in the top 5. I got confirmation. It's 32-0 on Nuke. including online, 27-0 on LAN.
Still unbelievable, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
And this looks like another notch in the belt, to be honest. But either way, Ricky holding ramp at this point. Device of the orb on the T side now. They have got on the CT side as well. That's in the hands of Shazam, but very difficult to have massive impact as an AWP or a Nuke. Like if you get one pick to open things up and you stay alive, that's a success in its own right. Device has been tagged up, I think legged by Shazam. Down to 14 HP. But it doesn't matter too much Nuke. If you're the AWP especially, just holding these tight angles, looking to challenge, and it will be Shazam to strike first. He takes down Nuke as the flashes come through. Def has got a low HP Device in front of him, but that gives up his position now.
Def goes back, knowing one's there, but Magisk one step ahead and gets the kill onto him. His third kill of the game. Shazam's trying to find that angle just to get in position to find him again because he's gone by. Shazam is all over it, but not quite in the right spot at all at this point. Again, they put Glaive downstairs in secret inside of the stairs. He'll wait for Xyp9x to join, and so too now will Device on 14 HP.
They've got one CT player down there. It's going to be Ricky this time. He is actually on the bomb site floor with the AUG. He has one flashbang to defend his ensuing T-side players. They're going to open that door any second now. If Ricky nails the first shot, no problem. If he doesn't, though, he's in trouble because they're going to sandwich him in just like that. And with Device in the vents, he's more than happy to hold this. He'll wait for them to drop down now. Keep it on Device. There we go. They're not going to go for him, the looks of things, as he'll take down nothing. And that should be the end of the round. You can't even consider dropping down.
They're just so solid, aren't they? I mean, even when Ricky gets the shot off, he's been rotating off ramp so much. Second he misses, boom, door open, you called it. And he knew it too. He turned around, he's like, ah, great.
Yeah, he had to hit an instant kill there. That's such a, awkward position to be in, especially with a solo player. If you had, one smoke or even an incendiary, you'd think, okay, he can play this. But unless he gets the insta-kill there, he was always going to go down. And great adaptation there from Device. The fact he knows, I'm low HP right now, but how can I stay alive and be impactful here? If I hold the vent, if they drop down, insta-kill for me, they're not going to even get any damage off. So, nice position for him to be in. He cuts off Jordan, and it will be 6-1 Astralis. I knew it'd be one-sided. I knew Astralis was going to win this, which is still up for debate. I just didn't think this T-sider would be this brutal, especially after losing the pistol as well.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start to the major for Astralis. Phenomenal, absolutely incredible 2018. Intel Extreme Masters Grand Slam champions, looking to go back-to-back at majors and win the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice major. And they start out on Nuke, of all things. How to give them a nice, comfortable beginning.
Ease them into it.
Yep.
Warm them up. But a tactical timeout now. Counter-terrorists. Just discussing their options. Working out what they can do here, because at this point, money a little bit limited for masses coming out. Shazam still has the AWP.
Warden back behind compLexity, just to note as well, because it was Rambo for a period of time.
He's part of Cloud9 now.
Exactly, yeah. He's gone over to Cloud9 to help out with Valens. Valens is going to be moving into sort of a data application and analytics role. More of a technical role, I guess, with the organization.
That was his background, I believe, so that makes sense. Either way, Shazam will have the opening pick. First advantage they've had in a while here, and Ricky might be giving it up. He pushes forward towards the CT boxes here. Needs to be very careful indeed, as Def looks like he might be going down. There's Ricky, who does give up the frag, and Device takes down the AWP as well. You can see them discussing on screen right now. Def is just, honestly, well, what can I do? I'm holding rampage, guys. Everyone's dropping. With the advances we've gathered, got to stop challenging. Got to try and use our numbers in our favor instead of going for more and more frags.
Advantage again to Astralis, nothing. Smoke down inside of Hut, aware of the situation that they're going to be wrapping in behind on Heaven. Doesn't want to overcommit to pushing into Hut, though, because smartly Astralis is anchoring that as well. So completely surrounding upper. Again, Astralis so good at utilizing outside and lower. They have Heaven, the players upstairs. Normally they have the advantage holding the upper side. Now they've got both sides to cover off. Nothing reads it, though, and he has the bomb.
That's a weird one from Xyp9x. Alone, walking into the heart. Luckily, his teammates are there to recover the situation. Maybe could have timed that a bit better to actually make sure he survived. But either way, they're trading out kills. It's Stanislaw now who goes down to 8 HP. Def will have to join, and they've got no utility. And one player that's pretty much removed from the equation. So it's up to Def, really. What can he get done here? He's got a flash. Now Molotov out of position. That's a nightmare for him. He's had to run through these flames. It works out.
He's done it. It nearly caught them off. He's got it down to a one-on-one as well. Stanislaw, just 8 HP to work with. As he tries to get back inside of the site, Glaive knows he's going to be going to the bomb, so too will he, but doesn't want to overstep the mark. 2 kills already for Glaive. He's heard him tap it, and he'll run out to take down the Canadian. It's 7-1 for Astralis. Keep in mind, this is our last sort of bracket, if you want to call it that, between this and the A-stream of 0-0 games, our opening games, our 1-0 or 0-1, and then we reset everything after this to figure out who plays who going onward.
Nothing did what he could in the hub. Got the bomb down, but you could see they were surrounded. They got the opening kill there as well. I'm surprised at the decision from the CTs to actually push further, try and go for more kills. I'd be falling back if anything, and trying to make Astralis run down the clock and make the next move. They'll buy up into this round. They got 4 for masses, no kits, no orb, and an orc in the hands of death. It really is not looking too good for them as they'll lose the most significant weapon they have early on. They've done damage, and they'll get their first kill. That's still such an advantage for the T side now. For Mass, not an ideal weapon against the AKs.
Zipix checking out the ramp at this point.
Well, they seem to be able to walk in there every single round, it seems.
I think they've become well aware of the fact that every time they get someone lower, it's Ricky that they're finding down there, and he's the ramp player.
Yes.
So that means he's rotating really early. This time he just gets pushed off, so now he's not only not downstairs, he's also still not at ramp. And I'm wondering if maybe it's time to double the ramp position. If you can't win it, you could put 2 there, 1 to rotate lower or push through.
Get the AWP there set up. Maybe have some more rifles towards secret steps at the start, something like that, just to mix it up a bit. But right now they've got to focus on this situation. They are running out of utility on the CT side, and again, it's a single kill as Magus just walks into ramp room and hands himself 2 frags. He goes on the 4 HP, but I'd imagine he's camps the back box now. Stanislaw at least gets 1 on the trade, but at this point, nothing. And Stanislaw up against the 3-on-2. Time is ticking away, but you can see the bomb's actually heading towards lower right now. That's on the back of Glaive as they get closer and closer towards the bomb site.
Door open. You could see Nothing was trying to get inside his secret just to keep himself alive. Squeaky, that is, rather. But you're right, Zipix already has Stanislaw. They're everywhere. Like, compLexity doesn't have an answer. You can see Nothing. He's sitting there thinking, man, they could be Heaven right now. They could be Mini. I'm going to go inside the doorway because that way I can at least have my back to a wall that I'm not going to get shot from. And then they plant lower. He goes back in. Guess what? There was someone at Mini.
That was where the round took a turn for the worse. Zipix covering his teammate as he plants the bomb. Spot on. Nails it. 8-1. compLexity have to take an eco. Maximum loss bonus when they get you so far. They've won the pistol round so far. That is it if you're just joining us. Looks like the streak of Astralis on Nuke is safe for now, if I had to hazard a guess at this point. Another opening kill for compLexity. They've had plenty of those. They haven't necessarily translated to round victories, though. I think the AK's picked up. Yes, Stanislaw's managed to grab it through the gap. They might have another kill here as well. Magus tagged up, and grenade comes in. Actually does a lot towards death. Lands right on him as the booster, healthier player up. Not for long. He's being tagged himself, but he does get the frag.
Zipix will help himself toward decontamination.
Just nothing down there.
Good position. We talk about this, but Deagle, Zipix may not check it. Take that back. I don't know. I don't think Nothing had to swing that, to be honest, but he was trying to get an angle because he didn't want to let him walk in and plant the bomb was the bigger issue, perhaps. Ricky got a Zeus kill last time. Let's see if he finds another because it's all they've been able to get so far. It's Zipix this time. I think it was Glaive last time, if I'm not mistaken, but 1-on-2. Bomb not yet planted. It'll go down at the upper site. I suppose if he secures himself a kill in an AK, fine, but rounds are going to be more important than Zeus kills. 9-1 looking likely for Astralis on the T side.
Yeah, he's got no shouts in this one. No armor, no nades, no kit. Might as well save the AK. Nice job to get the Zeus kill. Is that 2 Zeus kills for him now?
Was it 2? Yeah. It was 3. Glaive was the other one.
He's had 3 kills in total. 2 of them were Zeus's. It's not the stats you want to be hearing.
Just taking a peek to see if, yeah, the other one's not started. So A-Stream's not started up their next game yet.
We're so efficient on this stream. No fluff here. just hard-hitting action.
Just get
game
it
up
done.
game.
That's right.
Get in, get out.
MIBR Cloud9
Oh,
is
that's a good game.
the other game that's about or due to start on that stream.
That will be a good one. Everyone's going to be excited to see how MIBR just look in general.
Yep. Back to the Portuguese lineup. Cloud9, after 2 players departed to join that team. Brazilian lineup, I should say, but Portuguese speaking is what I'm
I was going to say something before everyone knows what you mean.
Yeah, no, I just thought I'd clarify. I guess someone will be confused by that, but no, Portuguese speaking, which they did admit yesterday in an interview that it was more costly than they would have wanted to admit or been willing to admit during the time that it was going on. But it's also, just to note, Cloud9 to a European roster, kind of. With Golden they are, but with Zelsis they're not. Still very much a North American org.
compLexity, just looking to salvage anything here. If they can get a few rounds on the board, at least give them at least some hope at digging their heels in the next half, that would be fine. At this point, this is the most CT-sided map in the pool, and you're getting absolutely wrecked. Opening kills haven't been the problem. They've got those a lot. It's just closing things out seems to be where things get a little bit more complicated for them.
Glaive goes around to the main entrance doorway, but he's actually just going to hold station for a moment because Dupree's in a battle with Shazam, who's actually come out on top of that with the AWP. So 2 kills finally now for compLexity, but those are turned immediately. How fast is Astralis? It's nothing coming back out from Hut that finds 2, and it's the second round for compLexity. 3 stay alive.
9-2, 3 do stay alive, but still a lot of reset potential there. They can drop the orbs and get all the utility they need. You do need the incendiaries, the smokes, the diffuse kits on Nuke. It's all about stopping fast plays and shutting down executions. Is this their chance to get into it now? Ricky with decent spawn, but when you want to do anything towards ramp. Ramp on the CD side, you don't really have many options. You're just holding your position, staying alive, and trying to stop them part lower. As Device will take a shot towards main entrance. No one there. At least his vision is blocked. There is a CT in position. And there's a couple outside this time. Def will find the first frag to the in-game leader of Astralis. That's Glaive going down.
Don't wait for Dupree to get on. Oh, Twinkie to try and get a shot back. He got dinked up twice there. Def actually hit him with a headshot the first time, but it barely did any damage. Magisk was just holding to make sure the bomb didn't get found, but Def finally taken down by Device. He got 3. As Magisk clipped the wall. Still, even with those 3, it's only a 1-man advantage. And an aid thrown to Shazam's going to force him off Turnpike further. Nothing. Getting aggressive, isn't he? Already pushed into lobby.
It's a one-and-done spot, but that's actually perfect for this scenario, right? We'll see if this works out. He's seen the Molotov from radio.
Problem with that, okay, he's got it. He might actually get into secure position against Device. It's an AWP, they forced him out, that works. I was gonna say, the problem is if they don't peek from main where he was looking and the guy beside him walked out, thankfully he saw that Molotov.
Just to note, nothing could have got an AK there. He opts to stay on the org. So that's kind of fascinating, the CT side for the first time in my career in CS. You're a CT player saying, you know what, I don't want that AK. I want to keep on my CT weaponry.
We were hypothesizing about that last week.
I saw him talk with you. I watched their head cam while we were talking. I was just like, should I pick up the AK? And I was like, no, stay on the org, man. It's like, no brainer.
Yeah. Well, Def got 3 kills with it outside, which now amounts to the 3rd round for compLexity. Dupree takes nothing out of midair. How fast were they through Hut? He was still getting secure on top of the site. They're going to go through the flames twice as much. Magisk wants to enter. Device thought Magisk cleared it, but that's exactly when they walked out from behind the silos. Ricky gets a kill, and Stan pushes forward. It's all on to Xyp9x. He's downstairs, though. He's evaded them all. He'll shut the door behind him. He'll get the plant. Fast peek. This could be, and it could be Xyp9x going down. He's got the knife out. Not ready for Shazam. And it's 4 now for compLexity. 3 in a row.
You can see how important the utility is on the CT side. It's a perfect demonstration. If they do try and rush upper, and you can do the first player came with the ladder, incendiary towards Squeaky Door, the second as the Hut. At that point, everything's covered. You can stop those rushes and shut it all down. So there we go. It will be compLexity maybe arriving a little bit too late to this one. If they can get 9-6 though, that would be great. It looks like the money's actually a little bit underwhelming for Astralis here. See the pick and predictions, 99% in favor of Astralis. So a lot of confidence from the crowd here. Stanislaw getting it done against the upper rush. Shazam to close it out. And an eco here of sorts. Astralis do have Deagle armor. And they've been up against rifles out here, so I guess this makes sense. And when they get close, it showed us Shazam as he'll nail the first. Now he knows he's under pressure. He needs to hit every single shot.
He's doing it. They're turning this around, compLexity. Astralis changing the pace, got caught out a few times. Katowice does hit one deke from way downtown. Shazam goes out of the round with 2 kills, and Katowice, well aware of who he killed and what weapon he had, goes around to get the AWP, and as soon as he gets it, he finds Def way back towards CT. Hasn't had to do a lot, hasn't had to be a highlight machine so far, Katowice, but more than capable. As soon as he picks up the op, knew the exact angle of where to look. He'll now hold at red crate. If he goes any further forward, Stanislaw is waiting with the M4. They might actually push this as well. He's back over to the Deagle, but he has the angle lined up. AWP swings out. Got traded. Ricky was there. That's why they went. That's why they had the courage to do so. Bomb gets planted, and it's on to Majest. He's got one already toward the stairs. That'll give him an AUG to pick up. Doesn't have to peek on Ricky as of yet, but spots him. Now they have the information. Xyp9x pops out of the vents. They're everywhere.
Katowice and his Deagle managing to get a lot of damage done here, and Shazam gets the opening couple of frags. It's essentially a 5-on-3 that's somehow gone in favor of Astralis. Katowice gets the AWP out, and all bets are off. It looks like he's hitting every single shot. This was a deciding moment, though. As soon as nothing got dropped with the Deagle, and now 10-4 down. Money's okay for the final round, but that had to be there. The 5-on-3 against Deagle armor only. Maybe too aggressive with that orb. Sure, got you the first 2 kills. We gave one of the world's best snipers his favorite weapon in return.
Stan just waiting. Chaos ensues. 2 AUGs carried over to the T side. They're just spraying everywhere with them. That goes the other way. It's not that they don't even want to drop the AUG for the AK, or the AUG for the AK, excuse me. They don't. They will drop an AK for an AUG.
Yeah, even the T's want them.
Yeah.
It's all falling apart here in the Counter-Strike world. Nothing makes sense. And Stanislaw again finds him the opening pick, but that really has not proven to be a recipe for success. They have got a 5-on-3 here. Ricky aggressive towards ramp. We'll take down the second. But it's the final round, no saving here. Glaive is actually all the way down here, and Ricky detects it. That should be it now. 10-5.
We'd normally say 10-5's a great score to have on Nuke if you were on the opposing side.
Yes, if you're on the CT side, it's actually pretty terrifying.
Dupree upstairs. Bomb is in the hands of Xyp9x. So it's a 5-on-2. It's now a 3-on-2. As Xyp9x gets nothing pushing through from the ramp as well. And you can see compLexity. They're getting picked off one by one in too many situations. Shazam scoped in. I think they heard that. That would have been audible from that point. So they're already going to try and smoke him off the angle. Molotov, even better. So he can't just stand there. He's got to remove himself completely. And as a flash comes through from him, it actually blinds up both, but they can't afford to push that either. So this suddenly becomes Astralis with the advantage. Clever positioning from Xyp9x. He's going to go all the way up on top of the hut. Knows Shazam wants to come back in from that angle, but has to get off because Dupree gets in a battle. Xyp9x can control the peak. 1-on-2. Finds Def walking in already. They had no idea that he'd actually rotated back into the hut, and he just plays the bomb at this point. A 5-on-2, and with one shot, Xyp9x finds 11 as they pull it back together.
A 5-on-2, it actually happened. Every advantage compLexity got, they couldn't convert the round. Astralis outclassed them in every facet of the game. 11-4 as Astralis go over to the CT side now. We'll take a break and see who will be closing this one out. I've got a tight feeling it's going to be Astralis.
Show me an opening in the clouds, and I'll take it, yeah. Reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never out. Never fade out. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again.
We get back into it. Astralis in a healthy lead. At 11-4, they swap over to the CT side. That says enough for Nuke, and they have a chance to go 28-0 on land.
Bear in mind they lost a pistol too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's miraculous. They could get 11 rounds on the T side of Nuke after losing pistol. Either way, I think we all know at this point that compLexity need this one, and not a good start for them. dupreeh, though, who will be finding the bomb at least. How many headshots are these guys going to get? Not enough, it seems. Standard Store, nothing replying. All the kills happening at Squeaky Door right now. 3-on-2 in favor of Astralis. Actually, it's 2-on-2 now.
Maybe it's their turn to win a 5-on-2.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Magisk, who was quiet in the first half, comes out and gets both. He was getting shut down outside on Silo by Def, but they couldn't convert rounds. That was the bigger problem. 11 turns to 12. I was brainstorming with you at halftime when we were off the mic, and you said maybe throw a curveball at Astralis, hope for the best. I came up with something that maybe saves them more dignity. I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe the thought process from compLexity is, look, we're playing Astralis, we're the heavy underdogs. We're likely going to go down 1-0 to start it off. Why not just give them Nuke so that we don't give away anything else to any of the other teams?
Yeah, it could be an approach.
That way they can't scout it, right? This is a team no one knows much about. They've been really good in practice.
If you remember,
maybe just throw away a map against Astralis so they save strats, essentially.
In London, when they went 3-0, they played all of those on Inferno, if you remember that. So they might have some specialist maps up their sleeve where they're much better on those, and they want to save that sort of approach for later on in the tournament. It might be an idea. I can't see there's many teams in the world who would accept their loss before and say, you know what, we'll save the rest. But
I'm just thinking, and normally if this was a full 5 and a team that was performing lately, I would say that never would happen. But maybe with the current situation and that they're just trying to survive in this event, it's a thought. I'm not saying it's true.
Well,
maybe I'm being too nice to them.
Stannis Lord smoked outside. They have force bought this one. I think they probably have to at this point. Not an ideal situation for them. Those smokes suggest they are going towards secret. They could burst through towards main entrance from the roof. Taking damage early on, and they've had so many advantages. It's not the individual skill here of compLexity is in question. It's the handling of Astralis. Once they get into that mode of, we can win this round, we know what we have to do. Their teamwork is just sensational. I think everyone's aware of that. And the way they play those rounds, the way they're approaching situations and peaking angles, just didn't seem like it. compLexity could contain them. They got plenty of openers. They had a 5-on-2 in round number 15. They couldn't convert to a victory.
Good find from Ricky, at least, as they blinded dupreeh heading in, but they still haven't moved Magisk from the back of the site. And he'll remove Ricky. He got glaive beforehand, so they got a second kill from him. Found a third from Shazam. But the 2 players surviving from Astralis is more than enough, as it's now 13-4.
14-4 as well. They have to take a full eco here. This is as bad as it gets, really, in terms of financial situations. You're breathing down the neck of compLexity, 13-4. You just fended off their 4 spy in the second. They have to weaken this third. They're going to bring out some deagles, 5 of them. and hope for the best. Their skill is there. compLexity have got players that can certainly frag. Preparation, though, is the main problem when you're against Astralis on the map they've never lost on.
Glaive wants to work back around the corner. Smoke down. He's going to push it, and he's underneath of Shazam, so he wouldn't be able to spot him. Flash is perfectly timed. He doesn't even worry about the second player, just gets back to safety. He'll play the angle, but Shazam's got the shot.
So's Device.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say.
That wasn't bad from him, and he got another as well. It's Ricky and nothing. With not a lot on the table, I'm afraid. Deagles, Ricky's been tagged somewhat, and it's not a matter of if, it's when Astralis win this round. As they wait for Ricky, who's had a very quiet showing by his standards. Didn't have many kills in the first half. I think he finished on 5, a couple of them being Zeus frags. Now his total's at 9. 14-4, last chance saloon for compLexity. Nothing. Decent spawn. I assume they'll just go for the default, so they'll go for the outside smoke, see what's done, and see if they can get a play down towards secret. Or just go for a full execution here. Off the bat, try and get towards upper, knowing that it's likely the orb comes out, which it hasn't, just to note. So no early smokes. That does suggest upper execution to me, quite quickly. We'll see.
Jeff outside, sprays into the smoke. They're actually going to go by it. Glaive gets through the smoke into secret, so it's the fast entry to secret, which has more of a risk than rotating down through the ramp and through the hallway, past the nuclear reactor, back up onto the stairs. 4 AUGs and an M4. Remember Magist, before they lowered the price value, he used to rave about these weapons, but never really showcased it.
That's true. He was one of the original adopters of the Krieg, especially on the T side, before the price reduction. Never really saw many kills of it, to be fair.
No, we didn't.
But he was using it. And MBK gave it a crack as well.
That's a fair point, yeah. It's interesting how he was right, but yet couldn't implement it. I think that's now that people are more used to it and the meta's changed, it's just comfortable.
Filthy.
That is very nice. Positioning is brilliant from Glaive. Edge of the railing, just enough of an elevation. Device, Molotovs off the ramp, tries to slow them down. He's hoping that if that funnels them, they back away on Turnpike. That's why Magist held station rather than trying to peek out against 4 of them. Instead, now Dupree gets lower. He gets into control. Device watches right side. He covers left. Everyone's got a shooting gallery. Dupree steps out, gets taken down, but Glaive gets 2. And it's now map point for Astralis to go 1-0 against compLexity.
Yeah, we know Astralis are winning at this point. To be fair to compLexity, for reasons you mentioned before, that it's not like they can. It's not an embarrassing result. This is the world's best team on their best undefeated map. I don't think anyone was having a conversation that compLexity be the ones to take it off them. But they would have liked to have got a few more rounds, get a bit deeper here. They won the pistol in the first half, and it's going to be potentially a 16-4 scoreline here. The individual skill looks good, though. Against a less organized team, I feel like they will cause some damage, maybe on a map they're more comfortable on. But we'll see as it goes on. They're going to do the draw after this game, I believe, right? We do the draw for the next round?
Yeah, that's
so we'll
right.
have a bit of a break before the next game.
And we will, for 2 reasons. One is, yes, we have to do the draw, but we have to wait for all games to finish. And
yes.
I think Cloud9 MIBR are in the early stages of their game. They were a little bit later to start because the NIP game and NRG went deep as well. Let me just give a score update on that if I can get it really quickly on my phone. It is currently 4-1 for Cloud9. So yeah, 5 rounds in, really nothing to read into yet. There'll be a bit of time because it looks like Astralis could close this one now. Yeah,
so we'll have to finish that one out, do the draw, set the teams up. So considering we've finished so quickly on this stream, you might have to listen to some lovely music. And we'll try and do maybe a podcast style thing, maybe 10 minutes before the game. So give you some more action. Make sure you stay on board with the Twitter as well.
Well, probably, for the sake of convenience and keeping everyone in one place and not having to jump around, they'll probably show the second half of that game on this stream.
That's a good idea.
It won't be us. They'll just take basically the feed and split it to both channels, but keep everyone happy. You can stay here and chat with probably less spam than that one will have.
Well, for now at least, compLexity have got a couple of kills outside. Remember, the 5-on-2s have seemed to be their downfall. Now they've got a 5-on-3. Astralis still in the round. Maybe not for long, though. Great flank from Stanislaw. Dupree needs to try and fend him off, but he can't do it. It's now just Zipex. Will be coming in from the ladder here. Gets the flash in. Great little approach there. Fortunate not to get the kill. It's Stan, the man, to get it done. He gets 2 kills. Same story for Ricky. At this point, just making sure the scoreline looks a little bit more competitive than 16-4. They can get some back-to-back rounds here, get warmed up, and feel like they did some damage. That would be enough. No one was expecting to win this game, like regardless of the map. They've come in with a stand-in essentially in the form of Nothing, who only fills in the tournaments now when required.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's moved on to greener pastures, perhaps, doing a lot of streaming and promotional work. Great ambassador for the game, no doubt. Shotgun top hut, not uncommon. It actually gets overrun. It is Nothing that's going to take down Dupree. So at 15-5, they might get a second round as well because it's just Xyp9x and Device. Very fast play from compLexity and Stan. He's even got Device down. It's all the Xyp9x who has information as to where he's gone, but still has 3 to find. Not a lot of money left over for Astralis otherwise.
Astralis won't be closing it out just yet, it seems. Xyp9x gets up the ladder again, is looking for any stragglers, and if he can recover the AWP potentially, that would be something. Just gonna wait, try and find the weapon. It's actually dropped down beneath him. And presumably head towards CT spawn, sorry. And save the weapon. Look at all the kit he's got as well. He's got a smoke, incendiary, flash, HE, diffuse kit. A very valuable save. So, worth it. They won't be able to buy around this, but at least actually have a chance of winning the round. Give that to Device. Maybe not going to be the case considering Xyp9x has the armor, and he's never really picked up the sniper at all in his career. So
he's like the only one on the team that
I don't think of any moments or highlights he's had. I think he's had like in 2018, probably had like 4 frags. I think I saw something like that, something ridiculously low like that. But like that might be wrong. I'll go check it out. But he's definitely not known to be an AWP, as you would say.
No, certainly not. So 2 rounds in a row for compLexity and money gone for Astralis. They're at least getting something going for themselves. It's important. They need to get some rounds just to get the confidence up moving on because we've got another round of the Swiss system today. It means you don't have a lot of time to reset. You certainly don't have a lot of time to counter-strat the team you're about to match off against. As they do the reseeding, it's not really a draw anymore, so it's unfair to call it a redraw. But when the bracket's redesigned, Nothing. He'll hold. Device walks into that and he gets him down. So for that sake, for all those reasons I just said, it's important for compLexity to just get some rounds under the belt today because it's another best of 1 and you don't want to go 0-2 tonight.
They did get the AWP to Device. Just to know that Xyp9x has recovered it from its corpse. And wow, okay, Glaive, that's ambitious and it all works out for him. Now with the AWP in the hands of Xyp9x, who knows what he can do? A lot of work it seems, that's not bad. He played with a shotgun towards main entrance. He's hoping that show from Xyp9x will potentially yield him a frag. Stannis thought towards heaven though. And Xyp9x,
oh my,
on for another kill. Dupree did damage.
You said 4 in 2018, he's got 2 this round.
That was me plucking out.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was. But it was something
4 sounds ridiculous.
That's the point I was making. I didn't think we'd ever analyze it, but
well,
I should take it back.
Foot and mouth, he's got 3 this round. He's a superstar.
He's going to double his total of 2018 right here, right now.
Oh
he's done it.
He's got 4 already. It's so funny you said that number, and that's what he gets in 1 round on the op after we just said he never ops. It's 16-6. They pull it back on that alone, and Astralis go up as expected. To be fair, 1-0 over compLexity.
It was expected, maybe not in such a dominating manner. compLexity got a couple of rounds towards the end, but of course, as soon as I say something completely sensationalized, that's when that happens. Anyway, it will be Astralis who will be picking up the victory. That is round 1 done and dusted. As of today, we have 2 more games to bring you at least. We are casting with 4 more in total.
4 more in total. We'll bring you 2 more on this stream. We shouldn't say it's round 1 done and dusted as of yet. MIBR.
Exactly, yeah.
Cloud9 are still playing. Yep. And Cloud9 actually in the lead early, 4-1. It's kind of hard to gauge that. Still pretty... I think it's Inferno. I think I saw Inferno. I could be wrong. But, yeah, either way, we're almost on the opening matchups. Not really any upsets, so to speak of. Ents Renegades, they were pretty evenly matched, so yeah, it's not really an upset, but maybe people had Ents as the favorite.
Yeah, definitely like by a few percent. Like that was a very equal matchup, and they've already played each other before, so it's difficult to say Ents were the clear favorites.
Sure, and then obviously on our opening match as well, that kind of went against what some people would have predicted things to do as well, with Big falling slightly shy.
Yes, I thought Big had that one, to be honest, but to be fair, we don't know much about Big at all, and Zantares didn't show up to that game, which I'm sure he will as he develops into the tournament. I've never seen him go like 5 and 20 before. So
yeah, no, that was kind of shocking. The closest game, and I'm not. And Renegades aside, on our stream, I'm not surprised by this. Avangar Liquid, I had a feeling that was going to be a tight game, and I think Avangar is going to have a tough time, but I think you have to watch them. Liquid got away with it ultimately, but yeah, that was a close one. So we are going to take a break on the B stream. We'll probably bring you the second half of the A stream game on this stream, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can still catch that action. And then we'll do the break to allow the reseeding to happen. I don't want to call it a redraw because that's misleading. It is done based on an ELO system. It's an algorithm they've built around the rankings, and it matches everyone up fairly. So it's not a draw, but it is a reseeding, if you will.
There we go. I think that's covered all the bases quite nicely. We'll take our break and make sure we're all refreshed and recharged. And you hear the gun in the background as well, getting ready on whatever server that is. I assume it's the A stream coming up next for you guys, so we'll leave you with that.